Hello everyone, I'm going to be showing you an easy way for you to do your brows. This is a method for those who do not know how to use the eye pencil to draw brows, or maybe you just don't want to carve your eyebrow, or you don't know how to do an arc with your brows. This is an easy method for you. So now I've applied my primer and then I'm going in with my eye pencil. Now watch the way I am doing this brush. As you can see, I'm drawing it very bold and just scattered. I'm not even trying to be careful about it. I'm just going wild, okay? Be- this is to just show you that it doesn't really matter whether you know how to draw your brow or not. It doesn't really matter whether you carve your brow or not. Of course, you can go ahead and carve your brow, but if you don't feel like carving your brow, making your brow look smaller, this is a method for you. So now the first eyebrow I did, you can see I drew it very bold, but this one I'm being careful. I'm not drawing it so bold. I'm just, just lightly brushing the eye pencil on top of the brow. It's still looking bold. Of course, you can go lighter if you want, but I'm just doing this particular eyebrow to be less bolder than the first one. So now I'm drawing. I'm putting my setting powder on top to remove any what do I call it? To remove excessive oil from the skin, and also to kind of like reduce the velocity of the eye pencil on the eyes. So after applying the powder, I'm just going to brush it off. This is going to reduce the velocity and also give it a natural look. So now I'm using my, I don't know what they call this thing, brush, spoolie brush. I don't really know what they call it. So I'm using this brush to just like fill in the brows, like any part where the eye pencil did not touch, although that is very unlikely in this my eyebrow. The eye pencil reach everywhere. So after that, I'm just brushing it to join together to give it sort of this to like blend into each other, so that to give it this I don't know, this look as if the thing just faded a little bit in the in the opening of the bra. I don't know what to all this description. I don't know. So now I'm using foundation and concealer. I'm using the concealer under the eyes and using the foundation on top of the eyes. And you want to use a foundation that is darker than the concealer, because on top of the brow, you don't really need bright this thing. You need a bright one underneath, not on top of it. So I'm just going in with my concealer. So I want you to pay attention to how I am doing this concealing. Okay, it is this concealing that is going to now shape my brow in any way that I want it to look, right? So as you can see, there are different ways to do eyebrow. You can choose to do it like this. You can choose to make it smaller. You can choose to just leave it as big as it is, or you can make it smaller. So me, I'm not going to make it too too small. Okay, I like my eyebrows to be bold. And another thing, if you're using your concealer to carve your brow, do not go from under the eyes to on top of the eyes immediately. After you do the under of the first one, make sure you leave it and go to the second one to do the second one's under before you go to the top. If not, it will now end up looking so different. Okay, and you want your eyebrows to look a bit the same. So now I am going with my foundation. This foundation is the foundation I use on all my face. So I'm going with the foundation on top of the brow to carve it to my desired look. Now, notice what I am doing here. I am not immediately going for the arc. I'm just giving it a straight stroke from the beginning to the middle, right? I'm not going from the beginning to the ending, from the beginning to the middle where you carve it. I'm just going straight, just swiping it straight. I'm not trying to bend it immediately. After that, then I will now carve it. Because if you're trying to go straight, you might end up cutting the brow to look too short, to not look in the way that you want it to look. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to define it more. I'm just trying to make sure that any crooked this thing, I make any crooked line, I straighten it up to my desired shape of brow. I'm now going on to the next eyebrow, and trying to carve it to my desired look. As you can see, still that straight stroke. Just give it that straight line. Do not try to go for the arc immediately. Just try and give it a straight line. After that, then you can go for the arc. As you can see, exactly. So now this is why it's important for you not to really mind how you draw it with your pencil, because there are some people that after you draw it with your pencil, you will see before they will now use their concealer to make it look the way that they want it to look. The is either the eyebrow will now look too small or it will look too crooked and they will now have to redraw it. So that is why it doesn't really matter how you use your eye pencil to draw it. What matters is your concealer, because your concealer is what is going to give you the shape that you want. So this is exactly how I want to draw this my brow. Right now what I'm just doing is going back and forth to make sure that it is perfectly clean, perfectly shaped the way I want it to be shaped, and perfectly straightened out. That's what I'm just doing here. So I'm adding a little bit of concealer as I go along the way. And another thing that you must note, your eyebrows do not have to look the same. Okay, as time goes on, you are going to learn how to make it look the same, but it does not. 90% of people do not know how to make eyebrows look the same, so don't really bother about that. Okay, so as you can see, I've used my this thing to divide the brow, and you notice the way I put the brush on top of the my nose so that I can, get the this thing accurately. So I'm just blending out any excess concealer or foundation that is in the this thing. Here I'm just straightening it out. After straightening it out, and then I will now blend it out. Any excess concealer that is near the brow, I'm just going to blend it out. And I'm blending it out like this because I don't want to come in with my foundation brush. I don't want to come in with my foundation brush and then spoil what I've done. So that's why I'm blending it out with this small brush, so that when I come in with my foundation brush, I will just go on the top part of it without having to spoil what I'm doing. So now I'm just using that same concealer brush, that brush I used to apply concealer, and giving it this faded look in the front so that it will not look too sharp. I'm just blurring out any sharp edges. Then I go in with that spoolie brush to like sort of brush it out so that it will look faded in the beginning, because one thing you don't want your eyebrows to look too sharp in the inner or outer corner. You don't want it to look too sharp. So now I'm applying my foundation, and I'm going to show you how I apply my foundation so that it will not ruin the brows. So as you can see, I use my big brush to blend the foundation on the down. You can see I'm not going near my eyes. I'm not going near the eyebrows. I'm just avoiding the eyebrows so that it won't ruin what I did. And then for the up, I use a beauty blender, because if you use that big brush, there's a chance that you might accidentally brush your eyebrow and then you will ruin what you have just done. So I'm going in with my beauty blender, and I'm going at the top side. I'm not. So as you can see, this is how I do it. And now I am done with the brows. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, drop a nice comment in the comment section, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.